Well, howdy folks, it is May 4th and May the 4th be with you. May 4th is of course known as Star Wars Day in the world of Star Wars geeks. Check out my shirt. And today I got a special video for you, not musical related at all. It's one of my other hobbies. Look here, that is my lightsaber collection, more specifically my Ultrasabers collection right there on the bed. And I'm just gonna go over the collection real quick because why not? It's May the 4th and we want the 4th to be with you. So what I'll do is I'll kind of do a close-up of each saber because each one has some customizations that I did to it. And then I'll show the whole thing as a group for you. So let's check it out. Okay, so here is the whole collection illuminated. And these are all stunt sabers, which means they don't have a sound card. These are all Ultrasabers brand. These all have the Midgrade Ultraedge blades. And let's just go straight on down the line so you can see all of them. This is my Dominix LE V4. It has a Adegan silver blade. This is my Sentinel LE V4. It has a Sentinel yellow blade. This is my Initiate V4. It has a Consular green blade. This is my Dark Initiate LE V2. It has a Sunrider's Destiny blade. This is my Initiate V3. It has an Arctic blue blade. This is my standard issue Battle Saber V3. It has a Guardian blue blade, and this is my Manticore. It has a violet amethyst blade. So here they all are, just sitting there, looking cool. Okay, so first up, this is my Dominix LE V4. This is fairly stock. It does have the windows in the emitter. The only mods I've done to, and it does have the factory installed AV switch. The only mods I've done to it is I added this here thumb screw, this silver thumb screw, and then I used the pommel from my Initiate. So I took the black pommel off, put the silver pommel on it, and just that combination, I love how we've got the silver at the end here and then the silver at the end here. And I'll go ahead and shut the blade off so you can, there you go. And I just really like the way that whole thing goes together. It's just a really neat saber, has a great balance, feels really good. And so this is my Dominix. Okay, and next up is my Sentinel LE V4. This, of course, since it's the LE, it has the gold trim. I've done several mods to this one. First of all, we have a thumb screw here. You can see I put the Old Republic logo there on the center section. I did a little bit of leather wrap here on that choke point. And then I used one of the custom Saber Shop pointed pommels on here, and I put a little O-ring on that. All of my stunt sabers, by the way, all the sabers you will see today have the Ms. Malice chassis in them, which I just love. I love that company. They're here in Texas, as is Ultrasabers, and I just love the service that they provide. They're a great company. But additionally, I think it's a great thing because it just keeps the batteries nice and secure. So this is a really great hilt. Oh, also, the most important thing I forgot. This had a guarded switch when I got it, so I took it out and I replaced it with a smaller AV switch. This is not the same AV switch that Ultrasabers uses, but it's a black AV switch. And so this one really has a unique look to it. Okay, next up is my Initiate V4. And I realize you might look at this and it doesn't even really look like an Initiate. And the main reason is because of this pommel. This is a custom Saber Shop pommel. It's got the Jedi crest on the bottom, and it really changes the aesthetic of the saber. Additionally, I know it's probably going to be hard to see, but you can see there's some Arabesh writing there around, and it says "Trust the Force" in Arabesh right there. I did the leather wrap, obviously. That's one of the other obvious features that kind of makes it look, it hides that characteristic grip of the Initiate style. Up here, these are not O-rings, those are little strips of leather that I tied in there just to give it a little accent. And then again, I used one of these thumb screws on this one. And this may actually be my favorite saber. First of all, I love the green, but every time you feel, it just feels great. It feels great one-handed, two-handed. It's just a great saber, great balance. It really has a neat elegance to it with all these like subtle curves and stuff. I just really, really like this saber, my Initiate V4. Next up is my Dark Initiate LE V2, and I know a lot of people don't like these. They think they're kind of chintzy or whatever. I love this saber, love it. This one has the Sunrider's Destiny blade color, which is just really nice. I took out the blade retention screws and replaced them with those little thumb screws, which are nice and low profile. It's of course got the AV switch, and then I did this leather wrap on it. And this is honestly probably my most comfortable saber in the arsenal. It's so great to just one hand wield. It just feels amazing. And I really, really like this thing, my Dark Initiate V2. Next up is my Initiate V3. And the only mod I have done to this one is the pommel down here. It has a custom Saber shop pommel. This is similar to the Catalyst pommel that Ultrasabers would sell. Other than that, there's no mods, and it's because these things are perfect how they come. I mean, they just are. I actually did a leather wrap on it for a while, ended up taking it off, didn't like it. I actually tried putting O-rings in the grooves here, didn't like it. I think it's just perfect the way it is. I also tried a thumb screw and I ended up taking it out because I just like, there's just something about this is just perfect the way it comes. And the Guardian Blue, or excuse me, the Arctic Blue blade just really drives it home. I just love the Arctic Blue. And this saber just always feels good, one-handed or two-handed, off-handed, it doesn't matter. It's just a great saber, the Initiate V3. Next up is the standard issue Battle Saber V3, and this has had a lot of mods, as you can probably see. The most obvious one is this shroud. I got this from Sedstey Skyfaller. I put some O-rings in there because the shroud was just a little bit bigger than it needed to be, so I put those O-rings in there and now it fits really tight. I put a thumb screw on the back here for the blade retention screw, works just perfect. Did the leather wrap, obviously. This one also had a guarded switch, and I replaced it with one of the Saber Forge switches. You can see it just kind of sticks up a little bit like the Saber Forge switches. And then this is actually the pommel from my Manticore, and I just love it on there. I just really think it looks great, especially with the shroud. And it also puts a nice weight to make it balance really nicely. And with the Guardian Blue, man, it's hard to go wrong with Guardian Blue. This is just a really great saber. And finally, we've got my Manticore with the Violet Amethyst blade. Now, to tell you guys the honest truth, this is probably the coolest looking saber that I own, but it's my least favorite. And it's my least favorite because I don't want to say it's uncomfortable. It's not. It's a good hilt. But it just always feels, I always struggle for like what the right grip is on it. Like where, you know, it just never feels right to me. Whereas like the Initiates just always feel right. So, you know, I love the look of it. It's just got the coolest with that purple blade and everything. It's just so cool. But I do struggle a little bit with handling it. That said, this one has had quite a few mods. We've got the thumb screw here. By the way, I love these emitter windows. We've got an AV switch. Right here along the grip here, you see that is Arabesh words for protect. Clearly, it was a Jedi weapon. Remember I said I used my Manticore pommel on the standard issue Battle Saber, and I used the standard issue Battle Saber pommel on the Manticore, and I just really love the aesthetic. And additionally, I put a Jedi crest on the bottom of the pommel, which I think just really kind of sets it off. And all of them, as I mentioned earlier, do have the Ms. Malice chassis in them. This one's no exception. I know I didn't open all of them, but they do. So there we have it. That's the collection. Lots of colors, lots of fun. And guys, may the 4th be with you.